The use of the long take is one of the most powerful cinematography and storytelling tools of all time. One of the main benefits is that it allows for a greater sense of realism and immersion for the audience. By not cutting away from the action, the audience is able to follow the characters and their movements closer, in turn making the scene feel more authentic and engaging. This can be especially effective in depicting real-life scenarios and intimate moments, as it gives the audience a chance to fully immerse themselves in the scene and feel a deeper connection to the characters. Which is why in today's video I want to take a look at a few examples and advantages of the long take, with no time wasted. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Starting off with The Shining, with probably the most memorable long take from the film, the tracking shot of Danny riding his tricycle through the maze-like hallways of the hotel. The unbroken shot lasts for more than a minute and successfully establishes an atmosphere of anxiety and unease. Similarly, the scene in which Jack talks to Lloyd the bartender also features an extended shot on a medium close-up of Jack's face, creating an intimate and unsettling feeling as the audience observes the conversation from a voyeuristic perspective. Probably the most famous long take on the list today is that of the Copacabana scene in Goodfellas. Not only is it impressive from a technical standpoint, but it also creates a very engaging yet intimate atmosphere for the following scene. Again, one of the most important in the film, which you'll see is a theme here. If this was shot in multiple medium to long takes, I'd say whilst it would create the same intimate atmosphere, as that's created not just from how long a take is, but I don't think it would have been as engaging to watch, mainly due to how much this one sucks you in. Personally, one of my favourite long takes of all time is the first TV studio scene from Magnolia. It's quite simple in its concept, in which we flow through the television studio, but it sets the premise for one of the most important stories in the film. In using the long take here, Paul Thomas Anderson manages to engage us and not break the tension he's been building. It's not the most impressive long take from a cinematography standpoint in Anderson's work, for that I'd give it to the pool party scene in Boogie Nights, but it's definitely the strongest. And finally, all of Roma, but more specifically, early on, where Cleo is washing the patio of the house she works in. The camera remains stationary as Cleo goes about her task, and we see the other characters moving around in the background, providing a sense of the household's daily life. This shot sets the tone for the film, emphasizing the beauty and simplicity of Cleo's work and her importance to the family she serves. And of course, a couple of honourable mentions: Old Boy with that incredible fight scene, and Call Me By Your Name with the final hold on Elio. Moving on, the advantages list. Using long takes is primarily used to build tension and suspense. By not cutting away from a scene, the audience is able to focus on the characters and their actions, which can make the scene feel more intense and dramatic. This technique is often used in thriller and horror movies to create a sense of unease and to keep the audience on the edge of their seats. Long takes can also be used to build up a sense of anticipation and expectation by allowing the audience to see what is coming before the characters do, creating a sense of foreboding and tension. Additionally, long takes can be used to create a sense of continuity and flow within a film. By not cutting away from a scene, the audience is able to follow the characters and their actions more closely, which can make them feel more cohesive and connected. This technique is often used in films that have a lot of action or movement, such as choreographed dance sequences or fight scenes, but it also has its place in dramas. Long takes can also be used to convey a sense of time passing, such as a day-to-night transition, or to show the progression of an event or a situation. Another thing they are great at is how they can be used to convey a sense of scale and grandeur. In epic or historical films, long takes can be used to show the vastness of the setting or the scope of the events, usually used to convey a sense of awe and spectacle. Lastly, they can be used to showcase a filmmaker's technical skill and creativity. It can be challenging to plan and execute one, and when done correctly, it can be a visually striking and impressive way to tell a story. Long takes can also serve as a signature of a filmmaker, making their work easily recognizable. See Alfonso Cuarón. In summary, using long takes in filmmaking can be a powerful storytelling tool that can help to create a sense of realism, build tension, create continuity and flow, showcase a filmmaker's technical skill and creativity, convey a sense of scale and grandeur, and serve as a signature of a filmmaker. It's one of my favourite technical skills of all time, and it's one of the simplest out there. Well, maybe not to perfectly execute it. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. You know, if you did have a recommendation for an analysis, leave them below. Thanks so much for watching, maybe see you next time. Bye! By the way, something may feel off about this video, but don't worry, I'll make myself clear in a few weeks, although some of you may be able to guess.